So welcome back to the Beast Game Podcast. And again, this is week number 3 of House Arrest. Somewhere Big Mike is looking at all his Iron Man figurines, posting photos of that to us. But we want to talk about some movies that you may want to watch if you are stuck inside. I'll start it off. Kind of went back for this one, but I'm going to say Lindsay Lohan's Mean Girls from 2004.
What?
Yes.
I mean, I like the movie. I'm just surprised you said it.
Lindsay Lohan plays a teenager. Her parents are scientists. They're kind of eclectic. And she's going to a new school. And this new school has a whole clique. It's all about how Lindsay Lohan tries to ingratiate herself into the clique, but the shallowness of the clique also poisons her as a person. One of those coming-of-age teen comedies, but does also have a twist on it. It's written by Tina Fey and it's directed by Mark Waters. And again, it's a good movie. It's a good movie because I had been kind of watching a lot of the American Pie-ish type movies recently, which I had also watched that and American Pie 2, but not going to recommend that. Mean Girls, great movie, and I liked it a lot. And that is my first movie. Second movie is going to be 50 First Dates. Slight twist on the Groundhog's Day formula, but...
Well, I don't think I ever seen 51st Dates.
Oh, it's a great movie.
That is an amazing movie.
I'm
You
just
stole
not a fan of
part of my
Adam
list.
Sandler.
But this is one of those movies where Adam Sandler always kind of has the same people in the movie, but this one has Drew Barrymore. So Adam Sandler plays a guy named Henry. He meets Drew Barrymore. And then the whole thing about the Groundhog's Day is that Drew Barrymore has short-term memory loss, so she can't remember anything more than a day. A whole bunch of first dates, obviously. Pretty funny. I mean, it has Dan Aykroyd in it, Rob Schneider. Sometimes Rob Schneider shows up in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, but Maya Rudolph, I think that might have been the first time I might have seen her in something, also in this movie. But it is funny. Funny is what we need right now. Last movie I'm going to suggest is going to be Step Brothers. So last week, James had brought up Will Ferrell, and he invoked Will Ferrell. I decided to go back through the movies I actually liked of his. And Step Brothers is hilariously funny. Has him and John C. Reilly. So they're 30, 40-somethings. Is that their parents get married, which forces them to be stepbrothers, and they live together. Their personalities clash, and they do a whole bunch of mean things to each other. But the comedy in this movie is pretty funny. And it might be a little outdated. As far as
what was that song that they had? Boat or some shit?
You guys like Step Brothers? No, I couldn't finish it.
Yo, that movie was funny as shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my 3 movies. If you're stuck inside, you can probably find those on streaming. So enjoy.
So I am going to pick 3 movies as well. First movie I'm going to go with, not another teen movie.
What?
This is also in the vein of, it was around that time frame with American Pie.
So was Chris Evans in that movie?
Yes, that was the first
Okay.
movie I seen Chris Evans in. The movie like She's All That and all this other stuff, like teen comedies. So it's kind of the vein of that. It's a spoof movie. If you notice my trend with this podcast, spoof movies. So this is also a spoof movie that just basically makes fun of all the romantic teen comedies or just teen comedies in general. Pretty hilarious moments. It makes fun of 16 Candles, American Pie. What else? I mean, it's so many. She's All That, or trope of teen comedies or raunchy comedies or whatever. It was shown in this movie. They had some that was a token black guy. There's always one token black friend. I have a group of high schoolers. They made fun of that. I mean, it was hilarious. It was a good movie. Enjoyed it. It's a good comedy. So that's something you may want to check out. And another movie I'm going with would be something that I don't think many people have seen it, but I saw it as one of my favorite movies, comedy. My wife loves it. We both talk about it every so often because it's just hilarious. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I don't think I've seen all of that movie.
John C. Reilly, the guy that's in Step Brothers, and he plays the titular character, a kind of a ripoff of the Johnny Cash story, but it's more comedic. It's so funny. I can't begin to explain to you. Takes it on a whole different level. I'm going to give you one scene. Dewey, as a child, he learns how to sing from a black jazz musician, and his brother was basically the golden child of the family. He was so-called the black sheep, and it was a horrible accident that happened that his brother died. His father was pissed off because he basically didn't like Dewey, or he just gave Dewey a hard time. And throughout the whole movie, he's like, the wrong kid died. Just throughout the whole damn movie. It was just funny. And throughout this movie is you basically see the story from Dewey Cox from the very beginning to the end of his career. A spoof documentary, but it's a comedy. So that's something you may want to check out as well. And last but not least, the movie that I also enjoy, and I did mention that I'm not a fan of Adam Sandler, but this movie I really liked
Happy Gilmore
was The Water Boy.
Oh yeah.
I do not like Adam Sandler. I think he's overrated. I just don't understand his comedy. Water Boy, I really enjoyed. If you haven't seen The Water Boy, it's basically about, I think his character was Bobby Boucher.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Louisiana.
He was kind of slow, kind of like I think he was about 30-some years old, and he was a water boy for a college football team. And throughout his whole life, he's been picked on throughout all this other stuff, so he's had built up anger issues. So I guess something triggered it, and he became a beast on the football field. That's basically it. So, I mean, that is basically it. That's all I can really tell you. So, if you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. It's a good comedy. It'll make you laugh. It's a good time. Crocodiles are ornery because of the big teeth they got. No, it's a medulla oblongata. Your mama's wrong. And he just fucking speared this dude. That shit was so fucking funny. He just screaming like, yeah! He just screaming. It just fucking speared him to hell. That shit was just hilarious. But yeah, check it out when you get an opportunity if you haven't. And these times you want to get a good laugh, I think you should check it out. So that's it for me.
So 3 movies I would recommend. I went back and I would recommend The Matrix. All feels like a bad dream. Rewatch the Matrix trilogy. Well, I only watched the first Matrix movie.
That's the only one that matters.
For those who haven't seen that movie, it's Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss. And essentially, it's about a young man who is daydreaming through life. He meets up with a group of people who tell him that he is the one and that the world he lives in is not actually real. The Matrix was a virtual world. Probably one of the best science fiction movies I've ever seen. Touched on a lot of little things perfectly. It was philosophy about what is real, what's the nature of reality, kind of revolutionized filmmaking with the film work and special effects. Action heavy, but at the same time, it had a fantastic story. Keeping the ball rolling with the science fiction vibe a bit. The Terminator, 1984, still holds up today, despite the fact that the special effects are dated. It still holds up as a good and superior film. Third movie I'm going to recommend that you watch is The Invisible Man.
Oh, whoa. Which one are you talking about?
That was released last month.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, you saw that?
Yes, I did.
And you liked it?
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Leave one now.
Wholeheartedly. Yeah, I did too. I didn't think you would like it though. Different approach.
Different approach. The jump scares were predictable, but at the same time, the way it ratcheted up the tension of what was going on was well done. It was kind of like he did a lot of wide angle shots that just kind of kept the camera static.
Right.
So when the actors moved out of the frame, you were on edge and looking for what's going to change. What are you going to see? And
that's my boy.
You saw tiny things alter and change, and I knew it was coming, but it did get me a little bit. The part when she was up in the attic, I was like, okay, here it comes. And I'll kind of warn my wife that, all right, it's about to come. So get ready. Yeah. But it wasn't that the scare itself, it was the reveal of it. Yeah, you kind of like, what the heck is going on? Did he do something? Like, okay, this is getting interesting now, because like now I want to know what is going on. And those who are survivors or know people who have been through abusive relationships touched on in the movie was accurate, and her reactions to it were accurate. Pretty much halfway through the film, I was rooting for it. Like, all right, okay, we know what's going on. Now it's time for you to get out there and get mad, fuck this dude up. And the movie didn't disappoint. Definitely didn't disappoint in terms of that.
Okay.
So.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. As a matter of fact, I don't think you were on the podcast. We did a podcast on it. Mm-hmm. Basically, everything you said, I said, is like the camera angles he used, it made you look. Is he there or is he not there? The tension, he did a good job with creating tension. The main character, the actress, she did a very good job in conveying post-traumatic stress. Mm-hmm. I actually felt for her. I mean, she did a good job. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead. I'm just in awe that you actually liked it.
Because it's Lee Wannell.
Yep, damn right. You already know. Okay, continue.
Those are my 3 movies. Everything I'm doing is revolving around getting away from reality because right now I'm just burned out from the news and hearing what one idiot has to say on top of another one. It's just, I'm tired of it. Shut it off and just move on.
3 movies that I'd recommend, and I will go with the movie Click with Adam Sandler. One of the reasons why I liked it is that
Trifecta with Adam Sandler on this podcast. Super
I like
Friends.
Click because it ties together family time, moments, and a general theme of, hey, value the people who you have in your life. It's funny, it's warm-hearted, makes you think a little bit about your life and what you could do different. Another movie that I have on my list was Top Gun. I believe it came out in the 80s. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. Top
I
Gun.
think maybe like
86, 87.
87, something like that. Yeah.
I love that movie. And this one, I'm not sure if it was on anyone's list. Was Coming to America on anybody's list?
No, it was not.
The reason why I picked it was Eddie Murphy at his finest. He was lighthearted. It was funny. Anyone could watch it. I don't know if it particularly had a specific audience, but it was just such a funny movie to watch because there were so many one-liners on there that you could just repeat and then everybody would know. In that movie was a lot of people who now are like super, super, superstars.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Mhm.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. What was the other guy? Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was sitting in the barbershop.
Barber chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think Eric LaSalle was in there.
With the jerry curl. Yeah.
Yep. You
Yeah.
gotta let your soul glow.
Dudes had the Jerry curls going on, and everybody knew what was going on when he.
But if you haven't seen the rap music video, B.O.B., his take on Coming to America.
Is that the same guy who thinks the Earth is flat?
Possibly. So anyway,
Just the amount of quotes in there was just hilarious. And it's still, to me, if I see it on TV, I'm not changing the channel. I'm watching it through and through. It don't matter if it's the last 10 minutes or the first 10 minutes. I'm watching it all the way through. And hilarious movie. I love it.
Big Mike would just like to let you know, don't come outside. Stay at home, everybody. Beast Game Podcast.